Hi everyone, welcome to our Sunday regular 7 p.m. live Zen Shah show. Today we have a little bit different for you. So I know a lot of people they have a lot of questions about once they are setting up their business, like either they open a limited company or they become a sole trader, and what are going to be their tax responsibilities and all that kind of stuff as well. So I have a qualified accountant with me right here. Let me bring them over. Taimur, how are you?
Hi, Zed. Good, thank you. You okay?
Yeah, I'm really, really good. Can you introduce yourself a little bit for the people who don't know?
Sure. My name is Taimur Ghafoor. I am an accountant. I currently work as a senior accountant in a fintech e-commerce specialist accounting firm called Osome. My job there, or my role there, is to ensure that the organization knows how e-commerce works.
Yeah, I think we have kind of lost you there. Okay, let me go back. So while we wait for Taimur to come back, I would like to tell you that this video, as Taimur was talking about, that he works at Osome. This video is sponsored by Osome. Thank you so much for to them for sponsoring this video. So Osome is a e-commerce solution for your accounting, for your tax, for your bookkeeping, all that kind of stuff. So if you are a seller on eBay, if you're a seller on Amazon, then you can, the link for them is inside the description. If you sign up using that link, you will get £100 off as well. So while I wait for Taimur to come back, so the plan for this video is going to be that, we're gonna answer some questions. So Taimur is back. Let me just put them back right here. Okay. Yeah, we kind of, I think, lost you there for a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. I think my internet dropped or something. Sorry about that.
No, no, that's fine.
So yes, as I'm saying, just an introduction. I don't know how far you guys heard, but I'll start from the beginning. So Taimur Ghafoor, I'm an accountant, and I work for a company called Osome as a senior accountant. As I was mentioning, my job here is to make sure that the e-commerce ecosystem is streamlined, and then we provide the bookkeeping and accounting services for e-commerce business owners and help them understand their numbers, their taxes, their VAT, and a big role of mine is to ensure that all of that is accurate, and then we provide the services to the big industry of e-commerce.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. I mean, it's like a fourth time or third time that we have you over here. I think this is the fourth time today as well. So as
Yeah.
I was talking about Osome. Osome is specialized in e-commerce when it comes to accounting and bookkeeping. So link for them is inside the description. And this video and this live session is actually sponsored by them as well. So if you join Osome by using that link, you will get £100 off as well. So the link for that is inside the description and in a pinned comment. While if you have any question regarding bookkeeping, regarding accounting, all that kind of stuff, we are here. Just put the question inside the comments, and I will be more than happy to answer any questions. We have a Taimur here. We're gonna ask him all the kind of things that we need to know when it comes to registering your business with HMRC, being a sole trader, limited company, all that kind of stuff as well. So Taimur, I want to start with I will ask you a first question. Let's say I want to start selling on Amazon, I want to start selling on eBay. What would be my first responsibility when it comes to HMRC and tax registration and all that kind of stuff?
It's quite simple. Let's say that you've never registered yourself anywhere before, and this is the first thought that came into your mind that you've heard a lot about e-commerce. Let's start the business. Initially, you don't have to do anything, especially for the first £1,000 that you make. So HMRC says that if you're starting a new business and you have not made up until £1,000 between April to April in a month, you do not have to register for anything. They give you this leniency for testing purposes. But then let's say you start making money, and then now you know that you need to then as soon as you reach that £1,000 above mark, you need to now register and your obligation starts. Again, this is for sole trader. Now, for limited company, that's the second option. There's no threshold, there's no limitation. It's a choice. You can register for a limited company from day one, or you can start as a sole trader and then just continue there and pay your taxes on those basis. So yeah, so that's the starting point. But as soon as you see that your idea and your business is actually hitting, and you now need to know what you need to do, then remember, under sole trader, your first obligation is October of the year that you're trading in. You need to register for sole trader. So, for example, if you started somewhere from 6th of April 2021 up until now, then your first obligation is for registration on October, and you need to register as a sole trader so you can declare the taxes going forward. So just make sure that you know your obligations for sole trader. But if you started as a limited company, then it's year to year basis.
So, I mean, what would be the best option for someone? So, what would be the difference between being a sole trader or a limited company?
To understand this, I'll talk about three elements, right? So first is the tax efficiency. If you're very small and you're just starting and testing, then sole trader is fine because it's less expensive in terms of preparation of accounts, because it does not require too many paperwork. Sole trader, you just have to declare your profits once a year, and just declare what you have made. Whereas a limited company, you have to declare the accounts, you have to declare all the understanding that you have of the business, because the information is available publicly to rest of the world. So at a testing period, sole trader is fine. But when you grow big and you have made good money, then limited company would be better because it has a lot of tax efficiency. Plus, it's good for business growth. Lenders, investors all look forward for limited companies. And another big factor is choosing two is the liability and accountability. So if you're a sole trader, majority of the liabilities that you have is on you personally, on your shoulders. If you take out a loan from a bank to support your business, and your business didn't go well, then bank can come after your personal assets, come after you personally, take that money. Whereas a limited company is more protected because it's you create a separate legal entity who's the face of your business. And lastly, I would say, a limited company is more public, your information is out there, whereas a sole trader is completely private. It does not show any of your detail to anyone. So the best answer for this is depending on what stage you are. If you're in the initial stages, you don't need those investors or bank providers, and you don't need anyone to know your your personal information publicly. And there's not much risk because you're probably not taking out that much loan. Go for a sole trader. As soon as you start making that money, you need those extra steps. Incorporate yourself a company.
So, obviously, the VAT is something that would actually apply either you're a sole trader or a limited company. Can you explain us a little bit about the VAT requirements? I mean, if I, let's say, do not cross the VAT threshold, what are the benefit for me to get the VAT registered anyway?
Yes, VAT, the value-added tax. It's a tax that you collect on behalf of HMRC to pay back to HMRC from your customers. You only need to register for VAT once you cross the threshold of £85,000, or from 1st of January. There are a lot of new rules. If you're a drop shipper, if you're a marketplace, then you have to register for VAT from 1st of January as well. So just be mindful on those thresholds. But if you're not reaching those thresholds, then it might be a good idea to register for VAT if you sell a lot of zero rated items. In UK, there are quite a few different types of rates of VAT. So baby clothing are normally zero rate. Although you might be buying products and you might be paying import VAT, but you're not charging any VAT to your end consumers, which means that you can claim a lot of money back and you don't have to pay HMRC anything. So depending on the type of product you're selling, depending on what the margin level is and all of that, you can voluntarily register before 85K. But if there's no good reason, you're selling standard items, you're selling 20% rated items, then you shouldn't, because it means more paperwork on quarterly basis, because every quarter you will have to make sure you input and output all of the VAT in one place and submit it to HMRC and also pay that. Now, VAT is really a burden on your cash flow. So anytime you have a VAT return, a lot of cash flow will go out. So registering for VAT without any good reason means you will burn out a lot of cash flow, and you will need to manage a lot of cash flow as well. So as long as you think that it's really beneficial for you, only then register. Otherwise, wait for your 85,000 threshold or the new rules, and then only register.
Yeah, that's really, I mean, especially as you mentioned, I mean, if you're selling like a zero rate VAT items, then you might be able to, like, I mean, because you're not actually charging any VAT, so you might be able to claim that back at least once you're paying once for the import and all that kind of stuff as well. You mentioned something there a little bit, that you was talking about the changes after 1st of January. If you are, let's say, a drop shipper, or you were getting product delivered from China or from another country, uh, what is different now which wasn't there before?
Yes. So look, before there was a rule called low consignment value, which meant any product that's coming into the UK with a consignment value of less than £15, there was no import VAT, there was no custom duty, and there was no paperwork. Right. So the goods were literally passing from the border without any hassle. From 1st of January 2021, that has changed. Anything that crosses the border now will require some sort of import VAT implication. Either you as a seller pay it, either your end consumers, when they receive the goods, they pay it before actually getting the goods released into the UK. So the low consignment value is gone, and new rules has been introduced, and those new rules are that at the point of sale, when you were actually making the sale on your website or on Amazon, when the person clicks checkout, if the goods are not in UK and goods are outside the UK, then the new rules apply. And the new rule is, if the total value of the consignment is less than £135, then you will not be charged any import VAT. So it's a good thing. Before it was £15, now it's £135. But you will charge your end consumer 20% VAT on those products. Because they're taking off VAT on the import, they're asking you to charge VAT on sales. So, which means that your price will be slightly higher if you're a business where you don't stock goods, you get the goods as soon as the sales is made into the UK. So that's one of the rules. And the second rule is marketplaces, where if you're doing this through a marketplace, then your end consumer will still be charged VAT, but the marketplace will charge the VAT on your behalf and pay it to HMRC. So there's a little bit less paperwork for you, right?
Yeah, so that,
Um,
just to put into some kind of example, if you are, let's say, drop shipping from AliExpress and you are sending it on eBay and Amazon, then it will be the AliExpress who will charge the VAT and then pass it to HMRC. That would be, because AliExpress is a marketplace. I mean, in the terms of,
well, if Alibaba, yeah, Alibaba is marketplace that's registered in UK, so that's correct. But if you're buying from Alibaba and selling in from to Amazon, then Amazon is the one who will be responsible for the VAT.
responsible, yeah, yeah, that's so
And then there was one another rule that's very interesting. So these rules are mainly for dropshippers, but there's a new rule for not non-dropshipper, like normal private label or people who buy a lot of inventory. Is called a VAT deferral scheme,
okay.
where when you get the goods into the UK, before you had to pay the import VAT at customs, before the goods were released to you or your warehouse. Right now, you can register yourself on an HMRC online portal, and you can defer that VAT. So rather than paying on the spot, you don't pay it, and you don't pay anything. You don't lose any cash out, and the goods will be released to you, where your goods, your own online account will have a liability chart coming on. Whenever you import anything, your online account will get that record, and once a quarter you have to pay that VAT. But because you're also charging VAT, it will counter itself. So if you are importing a lot of goods into the UK, get yourself registered for deferral VAT. You will save a lot on cash, because your cash movement will be a lot less.
Yeah, sure. if someone who is watching at the moment have any question, you can ask them live here in the comments as well, and we will answer that. And if you're watching in a replay, then you can leave a comment and just you can ask the question over there. And if I know the answer, I will do that. Otherwise, I will ask the Taimur, and I will post the reply that there as well. So what we are doing today here is answering your questions when it comes to setting up your business with HMRC, your tax obligation, your accounting obligations as well. And another thing which I want to mention is to really understand and scale your business. So, Taimur, there is a little bit echo. I think I mean, I can hear kind of myself back. I don't know why. Uh, so what we are doing right here, we are answering all those questions. So if you have a question, you can ask me in the comments as well. The other thing which we want to talk about is the growth and scaling your business. So for example, selling in the European Union, selling in the United States, all that kind of stuff as well, because there are different requirements as the UK is not the part of EU anymore. So I want to ask them more. What would be the requirement for somebody, let's say I want to start selling in Germany, for example?
Yeah. First, let me know if there's any disruption on the sound.
No, it's all
Um,
good now.
Good stuff. So things have changed. A lot of things have changed, and it's been a roller coaster for almost a year and a half now, with so many changes. So the first change came after Brexit, 1st of January 2021, which I just mentioned, and then another change came on 1st of July 2021, which was the new EU reforms for e-commerce businesses selling into the EU. Um, Again, it's a really big market, right? And after US one of the biggest market, and after US, EU probably is one of the second market. You need to touch that EU market. Before Brexit, it was easy. You get an order, just send it over. That's it. You're done. Charge the reverse charge and all that. Now there's a line, there's a border between. So you have to be careful on how you deal with it. So there are three different set of rules that were announced on 1st of July. You can use any of those to make life slightly easier. The first one is called IOSS, Import One Stop Shop. Now, this will probably be one of the most famous and usable services that we can use to continue selling in EU. What you need to do is find a EU representative in any of the European countries of your liking. Just make sure this they have English, and then their online portals are also converted into English. Germany is one of them. Um, Once you've got them, you need to register for IOSS, and with that IOSS number, anytime you sell anything into Europe, you use your IOSS number and declare VAT on that VAT registration. With one IOSS number, you can sell to the whole Europe. You don't need to register for anything else. But the condition is that the goods that you're selling into Europe should not be more than €150 for
Okay.
each sale. So anytime you receive an order from Europe, the total value of the consignment should not be more than €150, and the goods should be outside the Europe at the point of sale. So similar, the dropshipping model that we have here. So as long as you are abiding those rules, you're fine. If you breach the €150 and you then send a good into the country, then your end consumer will be charged import VAT and customs, which is not good, as we have seen from a lot of reports, or you will be asked to register in that country. So it's a very limited way of selling in Europe, but that's one option. Um, a lot similar to this, there's something called a special arrangement, where again the conditions are same, less than €150 per order and into any Euro country. What you do is you collect VAT on behalf of the end consumers, but you pay that to the shipment company, and shipment company does the declaration on your behalf. So again, this avoids you to register anywhere, but again, it could be an expensive service, because every time you do that, shipment
Yeah.
company will charge an extra fees for it. Um, the last option is the OSS option, where you have to register in one of the countries as a local registration in Europe, and then register for OSS if you're storing goods in Europe.
Yeah.
So far we talked about non inventory items. Now we are talking about inventory stored in Europe. So you send a bulk of your goods in Germany, for example, you register for local registration there, you register for OSS, and now you can sell to the rest of the Europe with these two registration. The condition is that your goods can only be stored in Germany, and then you need to do fulfillment from Germany to rest of the Europe. As soon as you start to store goods in any other country, then you need to register for that country as well, locally. So these are the rules if you're doing selling into Europe yourself personally, or on your Shopify or different platform that are made by you. But if you're using Amazon or other marketplaces, then remember all of the rules are same, but the VAT applies to the marketplaces, not you. So if you're selling through Amazon, Amazon will accept an order from Europe, and as long as it's 100, less than €150, Amazon will give you their IOSS number, and you can ship the goods to Europe without anything extra. So if you're dealing in marketplaces, your life is a lot more easier. You don't need any extra registration or anything at all, as long as your goods do not go more than €150. And same goes for OSS as well. If you're storing goods in Germany, for example, then you can use Amazon OSS number to sell to rest of the Europe. So those are the rules. I know it's a lot. I know I've thrown a lot of information out there, but again, depending on what your circumstances are, some rules will apply to you, some won't. So it's, always feel free to jump on a call with me and speak to me.
Yeah, as you mentioned that one. So I have a link for the Osome inside the description, and Taimur is a senior accountant at Osome as well. So if you click on that link is in the pinned comment as well. It will take you to a page where you can book a free consultation, and you can ask any question that you have as well. And the Osome have a very decent price, so their packages really depends on at what level you are, either if you are just starting out or you have more transactions or you are an established business. So depending on at what level you are, they have a different service for you as well. So everything about accounting, bookkeeping, company formation, all the VAT, all that complicated stuff, if you want to make your life really easy, then the link for that is inside the description. That's I would say. And I have a question right here from Usman Khan. Let me put that a little bit because it's quite a little bit longer here. Okay, so I'm just gonna read it to you. It's, hello sir, I registered a limited company in UK for Amazon, but we haven't started the business yet. Still, we got tax paper from HM Revenue that we have to pay £150 quarterly. Is there any way? I don't know what that is really. So they are
First of all, sorry.
So they are not trading, but they still, I mean, HMRC obviously send a letter and they have to pay £150 quarterly.
Yeah, I'm going to start with, first of all, no, sirs, I'm not sir yet. I haven't earned the title yet, hopefully soon. But just to answer your question, look, the way it works is once you register for a limited company into UK and you miss your deadlines, HMRC will start sending you estimations that based on your CIS number, based on activities that you mentioned, your registration date, all of that, they will accumulate all of that together and start sending you estimation that you need to start paying. So don't miss your deadlines. Regardless of you not doing any activity, you still have to do all of the submissions, and this 150 is probably your VAT estimations that they're sending to you quarterly. I have this all the time with a lot of consultations that they're getting these estimation and letters from HMRC. The best way to get rid of it is basically submit your nil submission if you haven't had any activity yet, and speak to HMRC. Tell them that there was no activity. I'm submitting my nil returns. They should be zero tax returns, and then they will waive it off and stop sending you those returns. But you need to make sure you're doing your submissions on time to stop getting estimation from them.
Yeah, so once you obviously register yourself as even a sole trader or limited company, I mean, it is your legal responsibility. Even you lose money, let alone you are not trading, even you lose money or you're making any kind of profit, it's obviously a legal requirement to, submit your tax return at the end of every financial year. So as Taimur said, that £150 might be just an estimate that, HMRC is asking you to pay, because they think you are making money, but if you're not even doing a business, they don't know you are not doing a business as well. So you will have to, do your tax returns anyway from there. uh, that's the thing. Okay, so since we're talking about the limited company, I see a limited company obviously is a better option for Amazon as well. For example, in many scenarios, Amazon asks you the VAT number anyway. So anybody who will start selling on Amazon, forming a limited company will be, I mean, always a way to go as well. So a lot of us, like, we start selling on online on Amazon or eBay, we want to grow and scale our business at the same time. So I want you to ask, I mean, how important it is to understand all the bookkeeping and tax requirements right from the start. So you know, obviously we need to hire people later on. We need to expand our business at the same time. So running a payroll and then understanding how much profit you are making and all those kind of stuff as well. So if you can just tell us a little bit about that, that would be great.
Look, one of the suggestions and advice that I always give out is that when you're starting an e-commerce business, just focus on what product I need to buy, what market I need to trade in. Also focus on the numbers, because your end goal out of all of those activities is to take money home, right? And if you don't know how much you will take home or how much you can take out of home out of this business, what's the point to start with, right? So always start with a plan, and the plan is your financial plan. Sit down, understand what you're trying to sell, what you want to sell, pocket down in an Excel sheet, make a small budget for yourself. Understand how the budget actually works. If you're buying goods from this supplier and you're selling it to Amazon in UK, what are the fees involved in it, what are the shipment costs, and after doing all of that, will you actually make any profit to take home or not? And also apply tax there and see how the tax will actually affect your net profits as well. When you have all of this paperwork in place, then you can make business decisions and you can decide what's good and what's not good for you. If you just go in blind thinking this is a good product, let's just carry on with it, you never know if you're making those profits or not at the end of it. So always start with the budget, always start with the forecast, and then once you have started, always keep that up to date. So at Awesome, we always talk about day-to-day bookkeeping, and the reason we are so emphasized on day-to-day is to make sure that you are getting your numbers on time, and make sure your budgets are getting up to date on time, so you can make those decisions at early stage. And you can make those vital good decisions at early stage. It's so competitive out there. The e-commerce segment is getting really competitive now, and if you're just waiting for a disaster to happen, then obviously a disaster will happen. But if you look at your books on time, you can make those decisions in time. And then we talk about compliance side. Look, HMRC wants you to keep your record updated for 6 years. They can knock on your door and ask you for any paperwork in the last 6 years, any expenses that you have claimed, any paperwork that you've done. They can ask you for those paperworks, and if you don't provide that, you can lose out money, you can get penalties and stuff. So you need to keep all of your invoices, your PDFs, your documents in place, in a manner that when someone knocks on your door, you have it ready, rather than you going through your whole pile of files, because they won't wait for you on your doorstep just for that. So keep your books tidy and up to date from day one as well. And lastly on this, look, if you go to an accountant after 1 year and ask them to do all of your books, they're going to charge you a big premium to do everything in one go. Why not find someone who knows what they're doing, take their advice on regular basis, and actually be partners with them? And if you do that, then you're not just getting accountant and bookkeeper, you're getting someone who advises you on your way out, or throughout the whole journey. So those are some benefits, and some ways you can keep up with your books.
uh, Usman, he sent like a follow up as well. He's saying to waive it off or save ourselves from paying, because isn't there any business done? So you think like the letter normally comes once you miss your submissions, right? So is there any way to like not pay it, or because I think
Yeah,
it's
if you do your submissions, so let's say, I don't know if you have missed any submissions or not. Normally, estimations are based on when you miss any submission. So if you have missed any submissions, just submit the nil returns, which is the zero returns, and then call HMRC and tell them, yes, I missed my deadline, but now I've submitted and it's zero. You can check your accounts and your data, on the same call, HMRC will check the data and say, yes, you're right. There's nothing to pay. We will cancel out the 150. Um, yeah, so don't pay that 150. You're not liable to pay that 150 until and unless you have made any submissions and told HMRC that you're supposed to be paying that. But if you delay that and not pay that 150, then there are penalties. So if I were you, I will do this first thing Tuesday morning and get rid of this.
Yeah, because the more you're gonna delay, obviously you're gonna get the penalty added on the top of it and all that kind of stuff. Uh, Omer is asking a question. Let me make that a little bit small here so we can read it. Come on. That might be too small. So the question is, I have after 85,000 VAT implement on a limited company, can we do a profitable business on eBay, because there is a very big competition on eBay? What will be the strategy then? So I mean, obviously, once you hit your threshold, this is something I would like to talk about a little here. That's why once you're doing your product research, what the mistake most of the people will do, they might include the eBay or Amazon fees, fulfillment fees, and we I don't know, we kind of like have this habit, and I was one of those. We ignore the tax and VAT cost on the top as well. So that's why, if, as Taimur mentioned, right out of the gate, as soon you start selling, it's not just a legal requirement to maximize your profit, and to understand if after once I cross the VAT threshold in the product which I'm selling on eBay and Amazon, will this product will still be profitable as well? So that's the things that you will have to keep in mind from the first day. So there is no like a loophole, or there is no really way around it. I mean, any business who will cross the VAT threshold, they are liable to pay VAT. So that's why it is very important to understand. So I think making a budget and understanding how much profit we are making and how much money we are making, even you are working as a job as well. Every house, they have some kind of budget as well. So let's say you want to buy something, and then you think, okay, it's I'm just gonna. Okay, I think my camera kind of went off. I don't know why. Let me bring that.
While Zen is doing that, I'll continue. So as Zen was saying, you need budget for everything. But just to say a little bit on that, Omer, you don't have to be afraid of being VAT registered, because yes, once you register, you need to start charging 20% extra VAT, and getting that money. On behalf of HMRC, you might end up losing a bit of a competition there. But many business owner decides to just reduce their sales, or keep the sales on same price and lose a bit on a margin, because they're now able to claim a lot of back from all of the purchases that they were doing as well. So before VAT registration, anything that you paid was expense. Now 20% of that, the import VATs, the accountancy fees, all of that is something that you can claim back as well.
Yeah.
So you're not losing out completely, you're actually getting some back as well. So do this budget, as Zen said, and understand the actual difference, and are you still profitable or not. But thousands and thousands of businesses are doing that, and so it's not like, and as soon as someone gets to VAT registration, now they're making losses. No, they're still making big profits because of the volume as well. So sorry, Zen, continue.
No, that's I just realized my camera wasn't like plugged in, so the charging went off really. So I just plugged in and I came back on. So yeah, I mean, before I mean, a lot of us. I mean, other than the accounting and bookkeeping, there are many tools that we normally need to have in order to run our business. So, for example, on Amazon or on eBay or on Shopify, there are many other things as well. Before, I used to feel kind of really hesitant. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I will have to pay for this subscription. I will have to pay for this subscription. I will have to pay for this subscription. And now, as soon I understood each and everything, there are many expenses that I can claim and make my life easy and make my business more profitable and then scale it to some level as well. So if we, as the moon mentioned, if we just stay kind of little bit afraid, I don't know what's gonna happen, I don't know, I don't want to get into VAT, and I don't want to get into this, I don't want to get into this, then we kind of holding ourselves back to grow further. So that's, it's not complicated. There are people for each and everything, and as the moon mentioned, accounting cost at the end of the day is a business expense as well, which you can deduct from there. So we're just gonna take a couple of more questions, and if you have any questions, just come down, just put them inside the chat, and we will answer. We'll try to go through each and every one of them. So next question is by SI. The SI is saying, I have a, let me read it from here. I have a registered a limited company in UK for Amazon, but we haven't started a business yet. Do I need to submit the corporation tax even there is no trading for the year? Yeah.
Yes, you need to. So, regardless of you making even a single penny or not, regardless of what you did throughout your business, you need to do the submissions on deadlines. Your submission will be obviously a zero or nil submission. There will be no figures on the submission, but that still needs to go to HMRC and company house. Otherwise, how would they know what you did and what you did not? So again, please make sure if you have registered yourself, if you had started a business, registered your name, you know your deadlines, and you submit your deadlines on time to avoid any penalties and fines.
The next one, Usman is asking, should I hire an accountant to help me waive off the quarterly tax, or it is simple and I can do it myself? Accountant is requesting £100 to do it for me. Let me answer that, because okay, the thing is, you would not pay nothing against, it's just overall the thing which I'm talking about. You are hesitant to pay £100 to someone to save you a lot of penalties, a lot of headache from HMRC. If your accountant is asking you to pay £100 and get rid of it, just pay the man and get rid of them. That's like my mindset of is about it. But on the other side, I will ask Taimur if you want to do it by yourself. I don't know how complicated. I don't do my own accounting.
Look, it all depends how much you know about the system and how much you've studied, or how much you know how to do it. If you know how to do it, then yeah, by all means go for it. But if you don't, remember, you have to do VAT certifications and VAT submissions in a certain way, and you have to tell HMRC what you're doing in a very specific way. There's, just to give you some understanding, there are 9 boxes on VAT submission that you need to fill. Each boxes has their own set of requirements, and there's a lot into it. So if you're really comfortable that you know how to do it yourself. If you don't, then get an accountant, because as Zen said, paying that £100 can save you a lot more in the long run. Do it.
Yeah.
Do your paper right, because that can come back and bite you really bad.
The next question is, this is for Shopify dropshipping. This is for Shopify dropshipping. Will only the online sale from UK count, or all the sale for 85 VAT registration? It's all the sale count from VAT registration in general. So it's not just the 85K, just you are selling the products from, like, if you are a UK resident, then there is a threshold on you, 85K, regardless wherever you're drop shipping from, right, Taimur?
So will only the UK. So I think what they're trying to ask is that if you're selling, when you're selling, the sales, only the UK sales are accounted for the 85K for registration. And if, for example, if they're selling in Europe and US, would that still count as 85? So the answer is yes. The those are zero rated sales, and they still counts toward your £85,000 threshold. Drop shipping is slightly different because in drop shipping you are buying goods from outside the UK and selling goods outside the UK, so they're out of the scope of UK VAT regime. So you're right, they will not be counted towards your 85,000 threshold. But if you're in the UK selling from UK stock, that's different. That still does count. But the condition is that when you're selling the products are not inside the UK and you're not selling into the UK customers, then they fall out of the scope of UK threshold.
Okay, so the next one is FK Vlogs UK. Regarding a bookkeeping, if I lose a receipt or invoices, how will I address this? As we do online arbitrage and wholesale on Amazon, so there are so many receipts all the time. Thank you, Farid.
Farid, Amazon arbitrage is one of the most painful elements. I completely agree with you. I have a lot of clients who are Amazon arbitrage, and what they've done is hired themselves VAs who look after all of the invoices. The rules are quite simple. Look, if you want to claim any VAT back, you need to have an invoice. If you want to claim any expenses back, you need to have those invoices in place. Without those invoices, you will have hard time to convince HMRC that those are your expenses. So find a system, but there is some discretion that HMRCs use. VAT is a no question. For VAT claim, you have to have those invoice. For corporation tax, your bank statements can still be used, but to a certain level. So the main aim should be to get all of those invoices in place.
This is like a follow-up question. Let's say I have, so I normally keep my like a physical receipt here as well, but I do like take a picture like most of the time, just put them inside the application. So if I take a picture and I lose like a hard copy of it, what is about that?
A soft copy is now acceptable. So as long as it's clear, it gives you a clear picture of the invoice. It's named to you or your business and has all the numbers on it. It's fine. A soft copy is an acceptable form of invoices now.
Yeah, I mean, normally inside, I don't know if you are using any kind of bookkeeping software or something like that. That's why we talk about Osome right here as well. So inside the Osome, there is like you just take a picture and upload that inside the application, and that's a job done really inside the application which they have inside the Osome. So that like will be the like a more organized way, because I even because when I used to do like a manual kind of bookkeeping, I have this box right here which I haven't used it for very long time. These are,
Yeah.
trust me, all the invoices. Now I don't keep them, like I just take a picture. But this is not only it. This is just sitting on my decks. I have
Yeah.
like a, because I need to keep it for like 7 years. I have like a big pile inside the storage where all of just documents, and I hate like you can't throw them away, you can't do anything about them as well. So
Yeah.
okay, let's go to the next question. Try to sell unbranded goods on Amazon, but it won't let me ask for the brand registry. Any tips to? Yeah. So I will quickly address this one. You were saying you try to sell unbranded goods on Amazon and they won't let you sell this. Do you have to be in a brand registry? So there is a little bit of difference. That the might be the category in which you are selling might be gated category. So selling a branded goods or brand registry and gated category, you're confusing a lot of things together. So let's say you have your own private label product, you try to sell it on Amazon and you want to make like a brand out of it, then you go and register yourself in a brand registry. That's what we call it, a brand registry. If you have a product, regardless it's a private label product, you wanna be in a brand registry or not, first you will have to check like is that category is gated or not. So what is mean by gated? If the category is gated, you need a permission from Amazon to sell in that particular category. Like for example, electronics and mobile phone and accessories, medicine, all those kind of stuff. these are gated categories as well. So for example, I know about mobile phone and accessories, as long as you have a CE certification, you will be fine there. So you are like kind of mixing the things up. You don't have to be in a brand registry to sell a product which is unbranded. So that's what I meant to say. uh, if you if you have if you have only purchase invoice of the product but not the sale, do you submit the nil returns?
No, 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 don't do that. If you have purchase invoices and you're not making any sales, you have all the purchases and your
Yeah.
VAT registered, you need to claim all of those expenses back. So there could be two things. First, for your VAT, if you're VAT registered business, then you will claim all of the VAT back from all of those purchases. If you're not VAT registered, then for your corporation tax, you will claim losses. So what will happen is, imagine you made a total purchase of £10,000 this year. You made no sales. That's a loss of £10,000, right? Next year, when you make good sales, you made a sale of £20,000. You had another expense of 5,000. This £10,000 you can take it to the next year and claim against the sales of £20,000. So you don't pay any corporation tax next year as well. So make sure you're claiming your expenses and you're not losing out on those.
uh, the next one is from, when is the best to be VAT registered once we realized we will cross 85,000 pound limit in next 12, or just when we reach the 85,000?
So the rule is basically it's a rolling basis, right? So first 12 months, have you reached 85K? No. Then after first 12 months, every time you add a month and you take a month off from the beginning. So you add a new month on and take 1 month from the beginning, or from the start, and then you keep on rolling that. And then based on that, you see when are you going to reach 85K. Let's say you're going to reach 85K on 15th of September, then you need to register and start charging VAT from first of the next month. So you still get a bit of a leniency. So it's not on spot 85K. It's the first of the next month, and yeah, that's when you need to register and start paying charging VAT.
Any recommended software for handling eBay sales and inventory? eBay have their,
Awesome.
yeah, I mean, for sales and inventory, how much profit and all those kind of stuff you're making, Osome is the best software that you can use. I mean, which can automate all the bookkeeping and accounting and all that kind of stuff at the same time. So for the link for that is inside the description. You can start with a free consultation call, and if you decide to go and sign up for some package, you will get £100 off using that link as well. So make sure you check that out. Uh, there, Semi superstar. Hi, hello everyone. Semi, you need to teach me to like use this little bit of software. These commenters are going out of the place and everything. I don't know how to like do that. I'm not tacky kind of in this one. Uh, okay. Next one is Faraz is saying your product research strategy. I just made a video on it, man, last week. Just go and check that out. Uh, then the next one is Sami, you need to tell me how to fit this on the screen, but I'm just going to read it. Hello from Manchester. Do I have to tax on a dropshipping business? Thanks for making a video also. Do you have any plan to make dropshipping video for the beginner? Yeah.
Yes, you definitely have to. From 1st of January, dropshipping has changed quite a lot. But also, it depends if you're selling on Amazon or you have your own platform. If you have your own platform, you need to be VAT registered from day one, and charge VAT on your sales. If you're on Amazon and other marketplaces, then Amazon will do it on your behalf, as long as the goods are less than 150, 135 pounds in UK. But it's not as easy as just to say yes or no. We have to deep dive and understand, what you do, how you do it, to actually give you a detailed answer on it. But I've given you an overall summary. See if that works. Otherwise, as I said, book a consultation in, and happy to help.
Just for like a quick announcement. I'm gonna put the link for that inside the description here as well. Inside the chat is there on the 1st of September, which is Wednesday, I believe, 1 p.m. Alexei from Osome, Jim, and Daniel. Daniel is from Clearco, I think. They have a webinar, which is a free webinar. I mean, you just have to register free. I mean, these are kind of people I will actually pay them to listen what they have to say as well. So what they will be talking about, how you can fund your business, and as many people don't know, our accounts on eBay or Amazon, they are assets as well. So what will be like a way out strategy, how to raise the money and fund your e-commerce business, and then what is like a way out, how much you can sell your business for as well. I mean, these are the people who are, they have invested more than like 1.5 billion in like 5,000 e-commerce businesses. So if you go to highzensha/events, all you have to do is click on register free, just put your email, and once they will go live, you will get an opportunity to ask them a questions and all those kind of stuff. They will send you a link to join them live there as well. It's again here. I'm gonna put highzensha/events. You can just register there now. And again, I said, I mean, these are the people I would pay them to ask these kind of questions. For the fact they are coming and doing this free webinar, I will register for it now. So make sure you register for that. And Taimur, any last things that you want to say to the people who are watching live, and any last
Yeah,
piece of advice?
I will, I will simply say, look, you're getting into this, right? The reason you're here watching Zen's video is obviously you want to understand how e-commerce work and how you can, benefit yourself out of all of this. And your aim is to, take money home after doing all of that hard work. So do it correct. Do it in a way that it will not penalize you afterwards. You will always need an accountant if your business is big enough, because they know how the accounting and taxes work. Rather than thinking that you will save money if you go to them very last minute, the whole accounting segment and industry has changed. Before you used to charge them one go and you used to pay them fees and then forget about them until the year end. Now it's more customer centric based. People like us, companies like us, charge you monthly fees rather than annual fees. We give you more than just accounting and bookkeeping. So find a partner for yourself, especially who knows e-commerce, and then grow with them, so that they can guide you on your journey as well. Like you're looking at Zen, you need to look at some accountants as well to help you understand how this works. So again, feel free to jump on a call, talk to us, and we'll be more than happy to help you in this journey of yours.
And the link for that is inside the description. Guys, thank you so much, Taimur. Thank you so much for coming over, answering our question, all that kind of stuff as well. If you still have a question once this live stream is over, just leave that inside the comments. And if I know the answer, I mean, I'm not a qualified accountant. Otherwise, I will ask Taimur or book the consultation by using the link inside the description. And if you decide to go for a package from Osome, you will also get £100 off as well. Thank you so much, each and everyone. Taimur, thank you so much. And we will see you next Sunday live, same 7 p.m. Until then, take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.